Hi everybody, nice to have you here. Henrik here, Vilnius Permaculture. So, I think about talking about abundance. So, Bill Mollison, the founder of Permaculture, he wrote a short article about the three phases of abundance. And I want to elaborate a little bit about that, and I will take one at a time, and I will also add, so it's 3.5 or 4 phases of abundance. And why did I come up with that now? I've been thinking about it for a while, but yesterday there were frost here in Vilnius. First frost, I think. So we had to go down in the food forest. So me and my wife, we went down to the food forest and picked the autumn or winter apple, and it became a lot. So abundance. So here I have all this apple that we picked. So first I thought it was around 70 kilo, but now I actually, when I feel on this, oh my god, I think it's closer to 100 kilo. So we have now 100 kilos extra here of apples. I've already been and picking apple for almost 2 months, summer apple and early apple and middle apple. So, and I put them here in the dryer. So we also have a lot of dried apple now, because it's been a good year for apples and we had a lot of them. So nice. So I guess I have 130, 140 kilos of apple dried in this fantastic machine. I've also picked up most of our potatoes. So I had red delight and blue here. Oh yeah, we need for lunch a lot of potatoes here. So today, this year, I tested and grow a little bit more than last year. So now we have potatoes for the whole winter, and it's really nice to have this abundance of food now when food just get more and more expensive. So the potatoes is in the oven, and we have a little bit time to discuss Bill Mollison's three phases of abundance. So he connect them with year 1, 2, and 3. So year 1, phase 1, is the abundance in things you want to plant. So first year you choose what kind of plants, tree, bushes you want to plant, and you plant them. And in his version he plant 5 of each. So in this case up here you will try 5 different kind of potatoes, maybe in 5 different places on your spot. 5 different versions of beans, 5 different versions of grapes, trees, tree, apple, pear, and so on. So then he have this first abundance, because there's a lot of things to choose between. I will come back to this one. And then second phase, next year. Now he have tested out and he see what works. And from these seeds and from these plants and so on that works, he continue and work with them, and he just throw away the rest. They died or something. So now he cultivate these that works and built up the abundance and the amount of seeds and plants and so on he have of everything. So in phase 3 he have a lot of seeds. He had a lot of, you know, plants that he can take from. He can take roots and so on from these other trees and bushes and plants that work. And now he have abundance in yield. So first year he have only little yield. Second, a little bit more, but you know, he more or less take the yield and use it for the phase 3. Then he has a lot of things that works, and he put that into work in phase 3, the year 3, and now he have abundance in everything, in food and so on. So then we come to phase 1. So I will go deeper in it, because there's so much happening in the world, and you know, bad things, and we often think about war and so on, but there is also the good things, and that is nature. So we work with nature. So what Bill Mollison says, he says we should plant 5 of each varieties. Can you imagine? 5 of each. I cannot think about 5 of everything that exists that you can buy today, because think about it. How much is there today? And this is what I want to push a little bit deeper than what Bill Mollison did in his article, because he was there in Australia and he was not in the internet world. This was before the technology breakout with internet and ordering things from internet and so on, and the connection between countries and so on have gone up so much more than when he wrote this article. So think about what you can get today in different kind of varieties of everything. Let's take potatoes here, phase 1. How many different kind of potatoes can you get here in Lithuania or in Sweden and so on, where I've been? It's enormous. It's at least 200-300 different versions of potatoes you can choose between. So this phase nowadays, oh wow, it's magical. When you start, there is so much of everything that you can choose. There is catalogs, all these seed companies and nurseries and so on. There is so enormously much of everything. So it's really abundance in materials to choose from. There's so much, you know. Potato is not the most interesting to elaborate when it comes to difference of kind of roots and vegetables and so on. But still, it's there. There's so many on it. The same thing is, let's take an apple. Here in Lithuania and also in Sweden, you go in there and there's so many varieties. Oh my God, I don't know how many there is, but I know that in Sweden there is at least 200 different kind of apples, depending on where you live, the traditions and so on. Then you have apples that is more common, that is more, you know, normal in nurseries, and then you have that is not so common, but you also have all this that is very special that nobody grow anymore and so on. So you can go so deep into phase 1. So it cannot only be in 1 year, of course. You can go on forever. In Sweden we have 200 different versions of kale, just in Sweden. So if you want to dig deep in this phase 1 and just finding special varieties of everything, apple, potatoes, kale, strawberries, here in Lithuania in the market, so many names. There is as many names as there is strawberry plants in the market here. So this phase 1 is really true. There is so much to choose from. Cherries, plums, you know, so much of everything. And why you cannot do this in phase 1? Because then you'll be a master in knowing things. Because when you plant and you start to investigate, you find new things. You find new plants, you find new vegetables and so on that you didn't know even existed when you started. So this will, if you're interested not only to have big yield, but you also want to the variation. This is abundance. When you start in the modern world, there is abundance in variation, what you can choose from. And this is this phase one. It's enormous. And today you can have Japanese nut trees, you can have American trees, you can have from Caucasia, from Ukraine. There is so much different selections of everything. So it's really, really fantastic. Nature is fantastic. So much of everything. So this phase one, we should not only stay in that first year. Of course, Bill Mollison don't mean that. He just describe a simple version of how you can work with it. But nowadays, there is so much. Here, of course, we should start with what works and really function in your area. So you start with the basics, so you have a good foundation. You start there, you have a success, so you can go on to phase two. But you can continue and work with phase one, I guess, forever, because there is so much to investigate and find new varieties, find new things to grow, and find new versions to eat. This is phase one of abundance. It's wow. It's really, really great. And one day maybe I would know how many versions of apples there is in Lithuania. Right now, I don't know. That will be something I will investigate in the future. So I will stay in phase one for a long time because I know so little. I know so little. So, time for lunch. Have a nice day.